Shot it.
Hello, everybody. This is Jeremy coming to you live. This year, fantasy football is sponsored by the 2024 Chevy Sign and Drive. Get yourself a 2024 Trax Limited 4-wheel drive for as low as $239 a month, $3,000 down. Thank you to Metro Detroit Chevy Salesman's sponsorship of this podcast. I will introduce the rest of the hosts. Actually, I'll allow you guys to introduce yourselves.
I'm Jordan, your other fantasy football host. I don't know if we can get in trouble for doing
Yeah,
false advertising
sorry,
from
that is a
Chevy.
lie. We're not making any money
Um,
off this, so I don't imagine
Ch-
they're going to sue us. Can you scroll away
Chevy
there just in
might
case?
Chevy might come after us, but I'll leave him to go after Anthony.
I mean,
You
it's,
guys can
it's
better
free
lawyers than I
advertising. I
do.
don't see what the problem is. And I'm Anthony. So because we're
Everything-
sponsored by Chevy, maybe does that mean we're actually going to have a trophy this year, or is that going to sit in the trophy
You know,
in
everything we
place for
say
another
now,
year?
everything we say does reflect the views of Chevy.
It does. We should have thought about that.
So, we should
The
have a
the, the
trophy.
the opinions expressed in this podcast do not reflect on Chevy or the Sign and Drive event or Toyota for that matter, or Fukaya.
Or whoever they are. Jordan,
Yes.
you have an
Mocha
outdated
Murata.
team name for me. I'm now Le Winners.
Would you like me to change that
Yes,
real quick?
please. Thank you.
Because on my app, is it LE? Is there a space, Jeremy?
No space, capital W.
Is this a LeBron James thing?
It is. It is a reference
Mr.
to
Le USA?
Le USA.
Le Captain America?
LeBron Washington.
So anyway, we're here doing the annual Draft Generator podcast that we do every year. AJ won the toilet bowl this past year, and he's elected to take the fourth spot. So therefore, whoever gets the fourth spot in this generator, when I do it randomly live, will swap places with AJ.
Are we doing this live?
Wow.
We're doing it
We're
live.
doing it live.
We're doing it live? Okay.
And AJ is the Hillbillies, in case people were wondering. So if you get a spot that you like number 4, but the Hillbillies wants it, and he does want it, you got to swap with them. So
Hey, and before we do this, I just want to shout out congratulations to Adam for winning the Super Bowl last year. Good job, Adam.
I feel like every
you
year
go.
Adam has a team, and we always say, "How did Adam not win?"
Every time you talk to him, he's like, "Oh, my team's terrible. So many injuries," and then he wins the Super Bowl. So, Adam, you can't use that this year.
Act
You
like you've been there
won the
before.
Super Bowl. Congrats.
Act like you've
I
been
just
there
want-
before.
I just want Anthony to keep losing because he says if he wins one more, his commissionership is done.
Oh no.
So
That's
I want.
actually correct. Yeah.
Before we get into it, are there any draft spots that you guys prefer drafting from?
I like
Like, what are you hoping for?
if you have no keepers and there's some guys out there like Christian McCaffrey, you would want the one spot for sure. I feel like he's being kept this year though, so a lot of those guys where you would really want a high draft pick slot are already going to be taken. So the chances of you missing out on somebody I don't think are as high if you had like an 8 versus a 3 for me personally.
No, that's
Actually,
why.
Christian McCaffrey will be available. He was a first-round keeper last year, so McCaffrey is out there.
Jorge has let him go because of his status. Now McCaffrey was a little injured, so if you get the 1 pick, and maybe I get the 2 pick, maybe you pass on him. I don't
trade
know.
back.
Maybe.
You give me Bijan, I'll let you take McCaffrey at 1.
That is one of the reasons we do this before the keeper deadline, though. There is an order of operations because I believe one year somebody kept David Johnson, and then the draft order got released, and he got the 1 pick, and he's like, "Well, if I would have got the 1 pick, I wouldn't have kept David Johnson."
Yeah.
So that is
Lessons were learned that year.
Nick
Yeah.
Chubb, round 1.
that is the thinking behind this, where you can get your draft spot, and then you can plan your team around it. Say you have a person like Bijan Robinson, and you have the first pick. Maybe I wouldn't want to keep Bijan because I can get Christian McCaffrey. But if I have the last pick, well then yeah, I'm going to keep Bijan because the 12th pick. So you can plan your. There's a reason we do this, so you can plan your team around it. So
I do already have my keeper selected though. I don't know if we want to
Yeah.
talk about that after, but let's get into before we do news or anything like that. Even though I feel like it's been pretty slow lately in fantasy football world, Let's roll this baby. Let's get going.
All right,
Who you got?
Anthony. Do we have a draft day yet? Is it the usual day? Of,
Yeah, I think we typically do it Labor Day evening, Monday, Labor Day. So
That's
probably like 7 o'clock. I haven't said it yet, but I'll double check with everyone. But I think that's probably what we're gonna do. Usually, people if they're out of town, they're usually back Monday night. So
Gotcha. All right, are you ready for this the shindig to get going?
I am
are we
ready.
doing the roll?
Ooh.
Oh,
AJ did get the 4th pick.
AJ got the 4th pick. Lay Winters, number 6, number 1 bench, first overall draft pick.
son of a.
Let's see him off.
Yes,
Thanks again to Chevy.
Get your shit 2024 Equinox today.
Oh man,
Anthony, I think I had the first pick last year, and I had the same reaction.
it's terrible. I'd rather have I think I'd almost rather have the 12th pick than the first pick.
And Chip's gonna watch. Chip's gonna be the first one to watch this. This is gonna get posted, and he's gonna click on it immediately. He's our most loyal viewer. He's gonna see the 11th pick. I feel like Chip always gets like a later pick.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna hear it from him.
What the hell?
Or
He
maybe
already
I
texted
won't.
me.
You know what? The 11th. Actually, the 11th pick is one of the better spots to draft historically in our league. It typically is like first, second, third, fourth place. It's 1 year it's been 9th place, but typically it's like in the top 3. You're almost guaranteed a playoff spot from that pick.
Do we have the spot that Adam drafted from last year? Our most
Adam,
recent winner?
I can get that. Give me. Adam drafted 6th last year.
All right, that's where Jeremy's at this year. The
I like
winners.
6th. I'm very happy with. I'm
So,
pleased.
Yeah, that play. So 6th pick has ended 12th twice, and first once.
Oh, it's
Yeah,
all or nothing.
it's pretty volatile that spot. So you're if you're not first, you're last, Jeremy.
I've been last. I've been second twice, and then last or close to last all the other years.
I mean, you basically define the 6th pick then. So
Right, okay, that can only be
That-
a good
that-
thing. And I have my patron saint LeBron James as my icon this year.
well, there you go.
Hearts up, minds wide, can't lose, or however that saying goes.
Mine's clear. Anyway, so let's go through it real quick down the list. We got number 1 bench Anthony at number 1, Moby Ditka at number 2. We got Nonsense 57 at number 3. AJ got his 4th pick. I don't know how that happened, but the luck of God.
God,
Yeah, that worked.
Jesus Christ himself.
Yeah, Jesus Christ himself came down.
And
LeBron
Chevy.
James. The Super Bowl winner, No Pants for Life, getting the 5th pick. I think the 5th spot's not a bad spot to go. Honestly, I like the 5th pick.
5th through 8th is where I'm always shooting to be.
Yeah. We got Jeremy, the winners, at number 6. We got Washington Sentinels, number 7. I hate drafting behind Washington Sentinels. I feel like they're always a step ahead of me with some of his draft picks, but we're gonna make it work. You got me at
He
number
probably
8.
feels the same way about drafting her on YouTube, by the way.
Oh,
you're oh geez, you got your book ended by
You got the
Kowalski.
Augusta sandwich.
I know, yeah. So I like 8. I don't think it's a bad pick at all. Because then you're kind of guaranteed 2 of the top 15 guys because you get on the turnaround. So like I said, I'll plan my keepers accordingly. It's a very good chance I won't have a first round pick this year. But let's keep going. The Refrigerator at number 9, Lions Coolators at number 10, Tua Harded at number 11, and Marine City Cubbies there at the turn at number 12. So.
All right, so 8th pick has won the league once back in 2017. So
Yes, before I was even in the league, yeah.
it's your time to shine and hold up that 8th pick.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna go a different strategy drafting this year, and I usually try to go top heavy wide receivers, and then I'm out of running backs halfway through the year because they get injured, or they just don't play them like Bijan did that one game.
Oh,
Anthony,
okay. Well,
how's the number 1 pick done in recent years? Did we already talk about that?
last year was 8th. The year before there was 6th. 2021 was 11th.
Are you
Not
taking Christian McCaffrey?
Honestly, if I can trade that pick away, I'm going to trade that pick away. I want nothing to do with that first overall pick.
CMC is hard to pass up.
I want nothing to do with that pick.
Why don't you try and trade up then, Jordan?
I'm good at 8.
Oh, okay.
You're Anthony?
Hey, he's okay. No, I like 6.
2017, 8-1, you know?
I have a feeling this could be McCaffrey's like actually get an injury and be out for a while. I have a bad taste in my mouth from boomer bust running backs last year, so I'm going slow and steady.
Well, what play did Nick Chubb got injured in? Like the first week or something like that last
like
year?
the first minute of the first week. He did not last.
He pulled an Aaron Rodgers, yeah. So that is the you kind of forced into doing superhero running back if you have the number 1, or not forced, but I mean it's right there for you to do. Hero RB strategy. But
yeah. But I think yeah. So if anyone's interested in it, I am open to trade offers. I'm not giving it away by any means, but yeah, no, I think I'm interested in trading out of that. So
Anthony's gonna give it to Jorge. Jorge wants Christian McCaffrey back at
McCaffrey again.
that. So, do you guys have any draft strategies going into this year? Or you don't have to reveal too much, but I mean, anything you're doing different this year? Maybe like wearing a lucky pair of socks, or like having a special drink or something, or
I'm going to put ice in the toilet when I go to bed at night.
like a snow day?
Like a snow day.
Okay.
I'm not kidding.
I think I might just auto draft the first 4 rounds and then come in for the tail end.
I think I'm gonna pick players that Chip's gonna want to trade for, and then see what we can do there. Because
You're gonna want, for whatever reason, that one running back.
Najee Harris. Yep, I need Najee Harris.
Pittman, I think, is an early get for sure.
Yep.
Eckler.
Younghoe Koo,
if you can. Maybe around 12.
Maybe that's first overall for me, is Younghoe Koo.
Put it on black. It's going to be a kicker's year. You know, they have implemented the new kickoff. Maybe that'll affect the point total somehow.
Yeah.
So that actually does make sense because special teams and stuff like that. We do special teams in this league. I have to check how Yahoo updated their scoring because there's projected to be more kickoff returns.
Oh yeah.
So I mean, maybe defense and special teams gets if you usually stream one, maybe you gotta draft one this year. I mean, I might pick Jake Bates number 1. He just made a 53-yard field goal for the Lions.
If he makes
what's his name? Jack Bates or Jake Bates? I don't know. That guy from the Michigan Panthers. But yeah, I'm liking this draft.
Didn't he miss like 4 field goals the other day?
We're not going to talk about that, but
Okay.
that wasn't in a game.
Yeah, that's not a real
But
competitor.
it doesn't.
We're talking about practice. We're talking about practice.
Yeah, I don't lift anything. That shit's too heavy. Anyway, how do you guys feeling okay? Anthony, I hate the number 1 pick. There's so much pressure.
I'm so. Can we re-roll this?
No.
AJ got number 4.
AJ got number 4 first shot.
If he didn't get number 4, we would have re-rolled it. But
the only thing good about this draft is I'm not drafting by Adam.
You always draft by Adam.
Adam and I always like.
Adam's another one that I don't.
I don't know. We got a lot. Almost everyone's pretty good at drafting in the league. So there's not you're never around weak drafters for the most part.
Yeah.
You always have at least one person you're up next to that's going to be a good drafter. So I don't mean to Oh, what was that?
What?
Did you see something?
Unless you're next to Jeremy.
Should I rewind the tape?
You know what? My biggest issue is going to be drafting. I have to draft 2 players in a row, and I struggle with that. So.
Oh, I love
that's.
Well, if you draft at the 3, you gotta reach for players.
Yeah, I drafted 12th once, and that's what I was reaching every other pick. I was reaching.
You have to.
Yeah.
Because you don't draft for another 20 or 20 picks or whatever.
Right.
So you are literally forced to reach for a player because chances are they're not going. If you like someone, they're not going to be there on the way back.
Yeah. So
I mean, it's tough.
Yeah. But at least now people can start kind of working up their strategy. Once you have your pick, that really helps a lot, I feel like. So,
Yeah, doing mock drafts and stuff like that. I mean,
but again, if anyone wants that first pick, you let me know. I'm willing to
don't
trade
know-
out.
I don't know if we've traded picks that often.
I don't think
in
so.
the
I think
league.
that's kind of a newer thing in this league, where we've
Yeah.
been trading picks.
Doesn't happen
Yeah.
very often.
Oh, I think I know. I think I already know who I'm targeting. I don't know if they're going to be kept or not, but I think I got an idea.
And I might be willing to trade this pick for a 2025 pick.
Wow.
So if someone feels that good about their keepers where they want to go all in this year,
Anthony's just accumulating 2025 picks.
I might be strategizing for 2025. So
I'm not that fourth dimensional chess player, but
that's that. You know what? Honestly, that's kind of why I would really like to get a dynasty league going, because like I like that idea of you're on call. You know?
It's even tougher. You gotta do a lot more prep in a dynasty league. I'm in one right now with some buddies from college, and we play for money. We play for money every year, and the pot gets pretty big because the more players you keep, the more you owe the pot.
Gotcha.
But yeah, those guys are crazy. Like this one guy literally has like this other guy's all of his picks for next year. He's not drafting. He has all of them.
Wow.
It's crazy. I mean, the draft is my favorite part of the year. I know other players like Chip loves the trades. I don't know if he hates the draft, but he loves the trades. That's what gets him going every night. Before he goes to school in the morning and teaches a class, he's thinking about those trades and in the shower, brushing his teeth.
Are you grading papers? No.
He's texting me at 2 a.m. on a Tuesday.
I'm off for lopsided trades.
I'm like, Chip, I ain't giving you
just
Justin
to see
Jefferson.
if you're like half asleep and accidentally hit accept, because I've almost done that before. I've like gone to the bathroom and like looked at my phone and there's a trade from Chip. I'm like, is this really good or really bad? Like I can't.
Like, who am I getting?
I can't look at trades until after I've had my coffee.
Well, I usually take a pretty standoffish approach to like that, but I'm to the point now with some of the trading that goes on that like if someone were to accept a trade and they get back to me like within the veto period and they're like, hey, I accidentally clicked it, I will straight up cancel that trade at this point. Like I don't,
and you would be right to do so.
And it's not just on Chip. We pick on Chip, but it's not just him. There's other people that do the same thing. So
yeah, sometimes you got to throw one out there just as a feeler, like
just to get the conversation going.
Sure, yeah. No, I get that. It's one of those things though. Like if you're gonna do that, you have to be open to someone coming back and offering you something that is gonna probably be lopsided on their end. Hopefully not as lopsided as your first trade offer, so that way you guys can work your way to the middle. Because I feel like any trade that's like a good trade, both sides win and both sides lose a little bit.
Right.
You know what I mean? If you win everything in that trade and you're completely happy with it, and there's no like, wow, that kind of hurt a little bit. I feel like that's, good for you, I guess, that you could pull it off, but that's not healthy for the league.
But you're a bad person.
And you should.
I didn't say that. I didn't say that. I'm not being judgmental. I'm just being like.
There has to be a non-zero amount of times where someone has, in confession to a priest, asked for forgiveness for fleecing on a fantasy football trade. Like, statistically, that has to have happened at least once.
It probably has. Most people are pretty proud of that, though.
I guess true. Yeah, that is another aspect.
See, I'll never get upset with someone offering me a trade because worst case scenario, I hit deny. You know. Not
worst case scenario. Worst case scenario, Sleepy Jordan hits accept.
Nah, Sleepy Jordan, once he's out, he's out.
Okay.
So, but like, because everybody wants to improve their team without giving up anything, right? Like, you don't want to give up too much. So it's always, like you said, Anthony, it's always going to start that way. And I think there's no problem with it starting that way as long as people are wheeling and dealing in good faith.
Right.
There's some instances where like I look at it and I go, there's no point because you want way more than I'm willing to give up, or you want a player that is in my starting lineup and I am not taking them out, maybe even on their bye week, just leaving them in there. Hey, at least they offered to get the conversation going.
Mm-hmm.
I'll never get mad at that. Do you want to go over anything else before we end the
Uh,
pod, or do you want to?
Only thing really
So I'm
was
just look.
Ayuk mystery, and I thought that sparks an interesting conversation about the potential Pittsburgh Steelers quarterback pick positions, because that's a huge weapon. Which quarterback is it going to be, though?
I don't think
Go
Ayuk's
Justin
staying on
Fields.
the Niners.
You don't
Justin
think,
Fields would be so cool for fantasy, but that's about it. Um, I know Jeremy's a big Fields guy.
how can you not be? Seen him
But I
play.
literally,
I guess everybody in the Chicago front office is no longer. Well, I guess they were fans.
well,
What were you saying, Jordan?
I was gonna say that's only good for fantasy if he gets that starting job because Russ has been dealing with injuries. Um, I don't think Fields takes them to a playoff. I mean, maybe it's Mike Tomlin. He'll finish at least
He does
500.
not miss. He does
He does. He
not
does.
have losing seasons. He just
No, he
doesn't know
doesn't.
how.
Even when he tries to lose, he wins.
He literally
Uh,
cannot lose when he tries to lose.
the more interesting thing to me is the Brandon Ayuk saga
Yeah,
because I don't think he's going to be a 49er
I
at
don't
the
think
end
so
or
either.
at the start of the season. I'd be shocked if he was. Now I've heard New England was in on him for a little bit. That would be the worst spot in my mind.
Yeah.
Um, with a rookie quarterback. Well, it's Jacoby Brissett, but Drake May is going to take over at some point when they start losing. You don't think so, Anthony? Were you shaking your head?
No, I don't think. I agree with you. I don't think. I think Pittsburgh is a perfect spot for him. Pittsburgh needs wide receiver help, and I think you got. I think Fields is a great quarterback. I really do. I think Fields, if he has a decent offensive line and he has people to throw to, I think he can do well. And I mean, the guy's dangerous. So, love to see if Ayuk could go to Pittsburgh. That I think that's a great spot for him. And I think that's great for Fields if Fields can be the starter.
So
I heard
if
Cleveland too. I'm not sure,
yeah, I've heard that too.
you know.
Rumor was if
So,
Cleveland does get him, they're setting back Amari Cooper. They're
oh,
doing a swap. That's the rumor. Let me ask you a question though. If Ayuk goes to the Steelers, and let's say you draft him, what quarterback do you want supporting him? Do you want Russell Wilson or do you want Justin Fields? Because
Probably Russell
that
Wilson, because he's gonna be running with the ball a lot less.
that's kind of where I'm at. Wilson's not going to tuck it down, and he can throw that moon ball. Well, like Russ is not afraid to go deep. That's pretty much all he did in Denver, where it was either a run or he threw a Hail Mary, pretty much.
yeah.
Um, so I mean
If he can connect, that's a big thing. Can he connect to him? Like there was a lot of rough games with
Oh
those
yeah.
wide receivers on that.
yeah.
That was brutal.
So that's something to monitor if you're looking to draft Ayuk. Is one, what team he goes to. Two, what quarterbacks can be supporting him. Because I mean, rookie quarterbacks don't support wide receivers very well, statistically speaking. I mean, C.J. Stroud was kind of a anomaly, but I mean, look at Bryce Young. I
Yeah.
mean, Adam Thielen was okay. The ghost of Adam Thielen was good for a couple weeks, but after midway in the season, kind of fell off, and then there was no one else in Carolina to catch the ball.
What
You're
about
not feeling for Thielen?
I'm not
I was
ghost of
looking at
the corpse of Adam Thielen.
I'm looking at unsigned free agent wide receivers right now. Top 3: Mike Evans, T. Higgins, Calvin Ridley. So could you see any?
Well, Mike Evans, I think signed.
Oh,
He'll be on
this
Tampa
might be
Bay.
an outdated list then.
T
Well, T.
Higgins.
Higgins isn't a free agent.
Oh, Michael. Oh yeah, this is an outdated list. I see now. The top one is Michael Thomas.
Well, I don't think Michael Thomas is with the Saints anymore.
No, I think he's a free agent. I'm kind of surprised the Lions haven't kicked the tires.
Well, I
Maybe
mean,
they haven't. I didn't read about it. That's possible.
There's not a
They're-
whole
they're-
lot. If they would, it seems like they want a wide receiver for Agnew, and I don't know who has a wide receiver that they could give up. Unless you guys have any ideas who might be looking to move a receiver.
I mean, no one
He's
wants
a
to
free
give
agent,
up
though.
a number one weapon, but Thomas is a free agent.
Yeah,
Um,
he was released.
I mean, he's older. He's probably still got some juice in there though.
I mean, I feel like, yeah, who knows? I mean, I know he did kind of turn into a diva later in the season, later in his career. He was not that early in his career, but we'll see.
Speaking of divas, Stephon Diggs on the Texans. That's a crowded wide receiver room.
Yeah.
You got Tank Dell, Nico Collins, Noah Brown. I think is still there. He might not be. But then Stephon Diggs, is he the 1, 2, or 3? That's what you got to ask if you're going to draft him, because he was a first or second round pick the past couple of years.
He's got to be number one. Their number one receiver, right?
I don't know. Nico Collins and Tank Dell had really good seasons.
Yeah.
And Joe Mixon's there now as a running back.
A lot of talent. A lot of talent.
Yep, and Dalton Schultz is a tight end. That offense is stacked. So if you're looking to draft a Stephon Diggs of old, I mean, I don't know what you're getting.
He just, FYI, I got about 10% left on this phone before it dies. So
we could wrap up.
Yeah, we can wrap up.
No, it's okay. So one other thing I want to go over real quick. We did have a draft pick trade last year. Only one of them looks like. Jeremy gave up a 10th round pick in a trade to Ben. So Ben's got 2 10th round picks, and they basically swapped. So Jeremy's got 2 17th round picks. So just something to keep in mind with your draft strategy, gentlemen.
Do we have a keeper deadline date yet? Or will that come on a Facebook update?
I'm going to put it on a Facebook update. I think we normally do it like about a week before the draft, just so people don't have to do it too early, and then we have injuries and it's just chaos. So I think it's about a week. We'll probably set it for like the Sunday, like a week and a day before the draft. I don't know what the date that. Hold on a second, I can look it up. So Labor Day is the 2nd. So let's say Sunday, the 25th of August.
Works with
Let's
me.
set that. That'll be the keeper date. So if I don't have it by Monday morning, the 26th, I'll be probably
shit list.
You're on my shit list. So you got what, 2.5 weeks basically.
Gotcha. And we'll post it. If someone doesn't want to watch this whole video and listen to us three lovely gentlemen
I will
talk,
make it the thumbnail.
We've been rambling a little bit here, but yeah, no, I will. I'll get a Facebook post up tomorrow morning with the draft results, and I'll throw something out there about the 25th being the keeper deadline. So
okay, I'm gonna try and have this edited tonight. If not, it'll be edited tomorrow.
All right, sounds good. And I am gonna do. There we go. I got a screen capture.
All right. Thank you guys very much
for
watching. I'm excited
Thanks, guys.
for fantasy football season. See you guys later.
Take this away. This isn't what I wanted.
Ungrateful.